A to the K.
To the K.
To the K.
Welcome to the 8K Wrestling Show, where we're talking Forbidden Door. Although, Anthony, it would be nice if Tony unlocked the Forbidden Door and let some wrestlers actually fucking through it, because we've got 4 matches announced thus far. It takes place this weekend.
Yeah.
Or
it's almost like they don't want people like us speculating about how good it's going to be, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, I mean, you know, don't you realise that
this baffles me. Like, I don't know how they're going to sell tickets. Or, well, they are obviously selling tickets, but you know, when you go, so people are just buying this on a fucking promise, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, people often rant about, like, oh, they're not selling tickets. Like, yeah, they're not fucking advertising shit either.
Announce some matches, build some storylines.
Yeah.
Not just like, because I know what's going to happen. We're going to release this like tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, just before Dynamite. And Dynamite will come round, and the rest of the card will be up there. I was like,
thanks, Tony.
Yeah, so it's like, have some appreciation for people who have got, you know, we've got to record ahead of Dynamite. Don't just leave everything to the week
Maybe
before.
some sort of appreciation society of some sort.
It's the K Appreciation Society, man. But yeah, that being said, so there's only 4 matches announced versus the, what was it, like 13?
13 matches last pay-per-view, yeah.
So there's going to be more, we'd assume. So
you'd hope.
We'll talk through the 4 that have been announced, and then we'll kind of speculate a little bit as well.
The Forbidden 4, if you will.
But to be fair to them, the ones that they've announced, some of them are absolutely bangers. But we'll kick off with the first one, which I'm not really asked about in the slightest, to be perfectly honest. But we've got Jungle Boy Jack Perry taking on Sanada. It's for the
Do we
IWGP.
still call him Jungle Boy Jack Perry?
Well, interestingly, on the graphic, they've got Jack Perry in the big letters, but then we've got Jungle Boy.
So you have to whisper that bit now?
So, yeah. Ooh. Kinky.
Or do you just shout the Jack Perry bit?
Maybe, yeah. Jungle Boy Jack Perry! Yeah, we've got the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship on the line. For me, Sanada is retaining here.
Yeah.
I think it's a showcase match for
Unless,
JB.
You know, we're sending Jack off to New Japan to learn some things.
Maybe.
Could be an unexpected win here.
Well, it wouldn't be such a bad idea, that, to be honest. He's kind of... So, interestingly, though, as well, he's got Hook with him as, like, his at ringside. Shh! Don't you know we're doing a show?
God damn it!
But yeah, so Hook's with him. They've obviously got Jungle Hook. There's a little team, haven't they? But I could see some shenanigans.
Who gives a hook
happening there? To be honest, I can't see Hook being the kind of person to try and like get involved and help.
I think he's more likely to hook off.
Well, yeah, maybe. But I think something's going to happen where we'll see these two fall out. Jungle Boy needs to turn heel.
Yes.
Just drop the Jungle Boy thing, become Jack Perry, just be who he is. You know what I mean? Because let's be honest,
needs to turn heel, drop the Jungle Boy, be who he is. So a dick.
Yeah, basically. You know, he had this program with Christian for a while. Just learn from Christian. He's like a new Christian, just a dick.
Okay. Yeah. I born again Christian, if you will.
But yeah, for me, this is an example to put on a good match, but to give New Japan a very firm win in the W column.
Yeah, fair, actually, because they need to keep those balances, and I think it's a very fair win.
Yeah, like, you know, we always have to remember in this that it is a co-promoted event. So you're not just going to see an AEW sweep. Just not going to happen.
No.
So for me, this one...
It's like Marvel versus Capcom all over again, isn't it?
Exactly. So yeah. We both in agreement then? Sanada gets the win?
Yes.
Cool. But yeah, I think Jack and Hook will... shit will go down either on this show or following on from this. The next match to talk about, if it happens... So the AEW World Title is on the line. MJF defending against Hiroshi Tanahashi. So MJF has basically said that I'm just not going to show up.
It'll happen.
So
or no.
Go on.
I want to put that out into the ether.
Go. Do it.
Is this the way of bringing the Punk still is the champion challenge into this by
Maybe.
Well, the world champion turned up, but it wasn't MJF, and then it starts their feud. Is that the start of that
as it stands, Punk doesn't have a match on the card, and he's back now. Wouldn't you want to stick CM
and
Punk
he's got
on the
a red
card?
mystery bag.
He does. Well, I thought it was odd the fact that he brought that in. I thought we're going to see something take place with that. So
it's almost like, do you remember that time CM Punk turned up in WWE when John Cena was champion, and he was like, "I've still got a belt, bitch." That's basically what they're doing right here.
But yeah, I was going to ask you, because MJF's there saying he's not going to show up. It wouldn't be the first time he's no-showed an event. Haha. So, is it going to take place? Because MJF is I mean, obviously he's always in character, but he's firmly stated before he thinks New Japan fucking sucks and he's never going to do a New Japan show. So I was surprised when this got announced.
I don't think they'd announce. I think his relationship with Tony isn't that rocky. Like, this has got to be a storyline.
Oh no, I think it's a storyline thing.
Oh right,
I think
okay,
is it a work where they're like?
I do think it's a work, but I do think the
like
design is to start the feud between him and Punk again, because that was clearly the championship that he didn't lose in that bag.
Yeah, and to be fair, this is a match a lot of people want between Punk and Tanahashi, so it's an interesting one.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say because we don't know what's actually going to happen. If it's MJF, I think regardless, if it's MJF or if it's Punk, I see the AEW champion retaining here.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're not going to send the AEW title to New Japan, right?
Or Punk loses. They do, so that the AEW logo is in New Japan. Nice, lovely. And MJF is still like, well, I didn't lose my belt, bitch.
That'd be awful, though, wouldn't it? Can you imagine someone walking around with like another AEW world title, but in New Japan?
They're clearly bringing 2 belts into this shit anyway, aren't they? So
yeah, 2 belts, 1 cup. Or something. So yeah, hard to predict when you don't know whether it's actually going to go ahead, but
yeah. But MJF to win.
MJF, yeah, if it
just
happens.
In life, he's just going to win anyway.
Yeah. So this one, people like this one. So we're going to finally get the match that's never happened before. Bryan Danielson versus Okada.
Yeah.
See, I just didn't even attempt to butcher his first name there.
Yeah, it's probably best. Yeah, it's like, oh, what's this new podcast? English guys try to pronounce Japanese names. It's just, that's not.
Yeah, it's not great.
Even I'm kind of hyped for this. The way they've hyped it, the way Daniel Bryan's hyped it. Like, I'm not a big New Japan guy.
Daniel Bryan? Lame.
Yeah, he hyped it for Bryan Danielson, which is nice of him.
Yeah.
But even the way they've managed to hype it for people like myself who don't really know New Japan or the history here, I think even I'm like, this is super exciting, but I don't know why. Yeah. So nice.
Well, exactly. It feels like a massive deal. I'm surprised that so Danielson's about similar height to me. I think he's like 5'8".
Okay, if you want to say that.
More like 5'7", but we'll say 5'8", right? So he's similar height to me. I was surprised how tall Okada is. I didn't realise, but he's like 6'2", 6'3", something like that.
Well, you just assumed he was short?
I just did, yeah. I just didn't think he was that big.
Why?
I don't know, just didn't, right?
Well, he's big in Japan.
Hey! Nice, that was good. So, I'm a big fan of a mirror match, but I'm also kind of like, ooh. And it's not that like Danielson hasn't worked with bigger guys before, because he has. He's wrestled fucking everyone.
It's Rey Mysterio versus Kane all over again.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, yeah, maybe not quite. But yeah, I'm sure it's still going to be absolutely fine. I'm just surprised that there is quite a bit of a height difference there. But this match,
it's only a few inches, Carl, as they always say.
You asked my wife; they matter a lot. See, I didn't tell you whether it was which way that was. Do we need more or less?
It's about the mystery.
Yeah. But no, the fans are losing their mind over this one. And it's stuff like this.
I mean, let's be honest, they've not much else to lose their mind over because we don't know any of the fucking matches.
There is that. But it's stuff like this which makes the concept of Forbidden Door so exciting. To be able to put on a match like this, which has never ever happened before, with 2 of the people across the whole of wrestling that are seen as like the greatest of all time, finally getting to face off when they normally wouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool.
That's what it's about.
It is.
Yeah.
But it comes down to predictions, and this one will be tricky to predict.
I'm going with Okada.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's going to be a tough call in any case, but I feel like it's going to be an Okada because I feel like this isn't going to be the last time they meet up.
Okay.
I think Daniel Bryan. I feel like Bryan Danielson is going to take the loss and he's not going to be able to let it go. Because I think we need to recall here that the reason he left WWE was because he wanted to do more independent work and they wouldn't allow him that flexibility. I think
he wanted to go to New Japan.
Clearly, some of the deal here with AEW was that they would allow him that flexibility. I think this could be the start of Bryan doing a bit of Japan work.
Okay.
Just throwing it out there.
Okay. I will disagree with you on.
Well, go fuck yourself, Carl.
I'm
sorry.
I think I'm sorry. It's all right. I think okay. Yeah, fine. I think Danielson will get the win on this one. I can't really explain myself.
Okay.
Other than
next one then.
Well, other than based on what I think the outcome is of the next one, and sticking with keeping it fair,
You're just like literally 1-for-1.
basically.
Okay.
Is why I think only because there's no other matches now.
Well,
so I've
yeah,
gotta
I mean
keep
that's
fair,
it. We're
right?
gonna have to
Could be
vamp
the
after
announce-
this for a while.
Could be the next like fucking 10 matches they announce are all gonna be won by New Japan or AEW, whatever.
One of them. Yeah.
Which takes us to what I believe.
It's the last match of the night.
Yeah, well, actually, I think it might be the main event. And do you know what? It fucking deserves it, man. I have not been super privy to watch the first two of these in all their glory. I've seen highlights of both of them.
Yeah.
Right? They both look like absolute bangers. But I really want to see this one.
Yeah. Will Ospreay is a unique character, isn't he?
He is.
He makes some very valid points about Canadians.
Mm-hmm.
I kid. Our Canadian listeners, I go. Do we have any Canadian listeners? Yeah. Good. But Will Ospreay, like, I feel like he should get the win, you know?
Well, that's why I was giving Danielson the win of the other one, because I think he absolutely deserves to get
It's
the
not
win.
about, like, balancing. You're like,
Well, it is.
everyone gets a participation trophy.
Well,
It's
it
not,
is.
life doesn't work like that, Carl.
To co-promote a thing, they're going to both come out of it looking good. Well, you just pack it in. Yeah, so it's all going to depend what happens on Dynamite and Collision. I'm just going to sack off Rampage. Sorry about that.
Yeah, why not?
But,
Everyone else has.
But if you read the dirt sheets, they're saying that Omega's not going to make an appearance now until Forbidden Door.
Okay.
Which is interesting because if you saw the end of Dynamite, Ospreay laid out Omega, which makes you think normally the person who lays them out before they go home ends up losing the main thing, so they get it back. So I'm kind of like, well, but yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. What do you think the deal is with Ospreay in general? Because I think Ospreay's probably going to take the win here. I think we're almost heading towards him being an AEW guy, right?
Well,
but he's
again,
actually
I'm
been
gonna plug.
quite vocal about this and said, sorry, go on, I'll let you do your plug first.
I was gonna say I'm gonna plug Van Vliet because I haven't seen a Will Ospreay interview.
We're probably going to
before.
refer the same thing.
Yeah,
go on, I'll let you do that.
But obviously I saw the interview with Will Ospreay, and I was fascinated by his approach to things. He's basically saying that he could go to WWE, he could go to AEW, he could go to all these places, but he won't have the flexibility. He'll have to be on the road all the time.
I've seen the same thing because he actually referenced, who did he reference? Pac, I think it was.
Yeah, because at the minute he has to, because he hasn't got like visa issues and stuff, and he can't stay there and things. He literally goes in, flies in for TV, and flies back again. Yeah. And it's like fucking hell. To do that every time they use him is a bit of a nightmare. But I don't want to speculate on Ospreay, but he said something along the lines of he's got a lot more responsibility here now at home. So I don't know whether he's had a kid or whether it's like it's his wife or it's like a family situation or what. I don't know. But it sounds like he's in no rush to actually have extended period away from.
Like, it's interesting to meet a character who's like, he's on the cusp of being like famous in wrestling, and he's kind of like, yeah, I never really planned on doing that.
Yeah,
and you're like, okay.
You know what? He's really endearing, to be honest.
Yeah. I loved it when he was saying about that. Like he enjoyed wrestling, and then basically they were like, well, do you want to make some money from it? And he's like, yeah, of course. But like, it's never been his intent. Like it's unique to not have somebody who's done it to like get the fame or get the like, oh, I want the big contract or anything like that. He doesn't seem to be. He just enjoys wrestling. Yeah,
I'm happy he's getting the spotlight that he's getting at the minute as well.
Yeah.
Like everyone's always known he's been a great wrestler all this time, but then I don't know, he's firing on all cylinders. His character works there. He's he's bulked on.
He seems to have elevated his game really. Like
he's really looking like a top guy at the minute. So yeah, it's a strange one because I'd love to see more of him, especially on AEW. But I don't know whether that's in the cards for him.
That's annoying, isn't it? Because as fans, it's like, yeah, I'd love to see more of him, but like for his own self, he's happy just doing his thing. So
like Essex boy, like, but
yeah, it's close enough.
Brit. So yeah, but I can't wait for the match. It's going to be like, let's be honest, these two are fucking amazing, right? They've got fantastic chemistry. We've seen them twice before. So it's going to be like they're going to be in it. How do we top this mode? So they're going to give it all, aren't they? Let's be fair. So
yeah,
I'll go on Ospreay.
Yeah, I'll go Ospreay as well. You got fantastic chemistry, Carl. Just hope this isn't history.
Well, if you do the math,
you're speaking English, man.
French.
Nice.
Yeah, could think of any other subjects. So, That's all that's been announced.
And that's all, folks.
But in terms of other things we might see, so
I've heard rumours we might get a tables, ladders, doors match.
Maybe. TLD. If you could stick something beginning with R from refrigerators, right? TLDR.
Revolving doors.
Too long don't read, also known as don't watch this match. But on Dynamite this week, we are getting the pairing of Orange Cassidy and Shibata teaming up against Garcia and Zack Sabre Jr. So part of me thinks we might see Orange Cassidy and Zack Sabre Jr. go basically, yeah. It's not the kind of show, man.
With all the enthusiasm of OC.
But we've got...
You okay there? Oh, sorry. Hang on.
But we've obviously got two champions here. I wish the graphic wasn't so small. And I wish I wasn't so blind. But we've got...
Wait a minute.
World TV champion that Zack Sabre Jr. is, and the... What is the title called? International?
What did he call it? What did he call it?
All Atlantic.
All Atlantic, and then they fucking changed it.
So international champ and television champ. So I think we're going to see something to do with them, OC and Zack Sabre Jr.
I agree.
And if it's I wouldn't surprise me to see OC lose the title here. I keep saying this, but he's had it for so long. He's beaten everyone. It's like you have to lose it eventually, isn't it? So
it's strange that he's like. Was one his whole idea. Like, you think the extra work involved in being a champion would be totally against his whole ethos as a wrestler, character-wise. So it's surprising, really, but they're making it work.
Well, exactly. But I think we'll see that, and I think if we do see it, new champ maybe, Zack Sabre Jr. getting the win.
Nice.
Also, on Dynamite, advertised this week, we're getting Jericho teaming up with Sammy Guevara and Suzuki taking on Action Andretti, Darius Martin, and AR Fox. So part of me wonders whether we're going to see some kind of
shenanigans.
Well, yeah, like if you saw Dynamite this past week, we got the Sting Jericho face off. Jericho was like, I'm never going to do that. And then we literally get it that week. So maybe we'll see some kind of multi-man with these three on the left and someone else from New Japan against Sting, Darby, and some others from New Japan. Do some kind of multi-man with it, which I could see happening. But at the same time, I do want to see Sting versus Jericho. Yeah, but we might see that all in.
I don't know. They might give us it at Forbidden Door. I mean, I suppose does it always have to be one of the other? It doesn't actually.
So I was thinking about this. Last year, was it Tony Storm and who did Tony Storm fight last year for the belt? It was two AEW.
I mean, it depends.
Thunder Rosa.
Oh yeah. I mean, it depends what you class though, doesn't it? Because like Jericho and Sting, correct me if I'm wrong, have both had runs in New Japan, so they could arguably be OG New Japan guys.
Could be.
So you don't necessarily have to be a current New Japan guy, maybe? I don't know.
But I feel like we're going to have to see something with these, I think. When you've got Sting and Darby, it makes sense to put them on the card. So we've got that. Also on Collision, we got to see Sky Blue and Willow teaming up against Tony Storm and Ruby Soho.
Soraya's like mysteriously not on TV at the moment.
Yeah, apparently she'd be back soon. She had like something to take care of, I'm not too sure. But I wonder whether we could see Willow, who's the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, against Tony Storm. So that way, they're both AEW, but technically Willow's in New Japan because she's the New Japan champ.
Would you not do against Ruby?
I mean,
Tony won all the belts.
Well, yeah, there is that. I just kind of thought champ v champ, but yeah, maybe you just do.
It depends if you're putting titles online. Don't it?
It could be both titles or just one.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm not saying they will because I think I don't want the title to change hands. But if you're going to give the belt over to Ruby, that'd be quite useful, wouldn't it? Like for their faction.
Yeah. To be fair.
Yeah.
Whether or not Ruby wants to work New Japan, though, I guess
that's the thing, isn't it? Yeah. There's all these.
You've also got to wonder because
external factors.
I don't know whether an audible was called, but this is the match where Mercedes Moné got injured against Willow, and then Willow ended up with the belt. So there was plans to bring Monet in for this.
Oh, yeah.
So I wonder whether they were going to do Monet versus Storm or Monet versus Ruby or even Saraya.
Yeah, could see some shenanigans.
So maybe they'll pivot a different way. But yeah, we need some women's matches on there, damn it.
Pivot.
And the final one.
No. Fine.
Friends reference. The final one. This is a fan graphic, obviously. It's a great graphic.
It's a great graphic. It's a wonderful graphic.
So good, in fact, that the person who's created its name is being cut off, unfortunately.
Fantastic graphic.
So, Yeah, can't credit them, but awesome graphic. But this is the match people have been talking about for ages. CM Punk versus Kenta, both the originate. Well, Kenta was the originator of the Go to Sleep, and Punk stole it. So there's always been a bit of beef there. There's been a bit of stuff on social media of Kenta saying, "I'll fight him if you pay me enough," and all this kind of thing.
Gonna be
I personally can't see it,
aren't we?
Well,
Finisher spams.
Yeah, I can't see it personally.
Is it legit beef or storyline beef?
Apparently, it's a bit legit beef.
No,
He basically just stole his finish without asking him.
yeah, 100% genuine beef.
100%. Aberdeen Angus beef, this motherfucker. So yeah, we might get to see this.
Kobe beef?
Maybe. But I don't know. I can't see it personally. I feel like they would have built this up with the others.
It would definitely be a build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is fucking mental, to be honest. So I don't know. It's how many days away? We're on Tuesday now, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so 5 days away. And I know we've got Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision all before it. There's a lot of AEW stuff happening, but still, days worth of notice feels like there's not going to be a lot of build to a lot of these matches. Which maybe you don't need it as much when it's just a fantasy dream match type thing where it's you don't need to build a story necessarily, but it'd be nice if we knew what the fuck was happening, Tony.
Bitches.
But yeah, so short and sweet. We predicted the 4 matches we know. Let's see which ones actually happen.
Okay, there you go. 4 matches that we managed to spend an awful lot of time talking about.
The Forbidden 4.
Forbidden 4.
So yeah, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think. Let us know what matches you think are going to be announced. Hit subscribe, hit like, leave a comment, leave a review, and leave. And we'll catch you on the next one.